I would still say that the main challenge, well, the ball is still in the creator's court. Right? In the end, it depends on what kind of quality the artists and the writers are able to give us. I'm not, I don't think of things in medium terms. Yes, there's a lot of good print or textual material out there, but there's a lot of nonsense as well. Right? So similarly, there's a lot of good graphic novels, but there's a lot of very substandard comics too. Right? There's some good movies and really bad movies that don't deserve any publicity at all. What is it that will help graphic novels break through? It's the same thing that centuries ago helped written novels break through, the same kind of prejudice. It's actually quality. It's when very able, talented, insightful artists and writers are able to bring that quality home through their medium. Then people's eyes will open to it.
Okay, I think we need to look at this from a more strategic perspective. Again, knowing Singapore, right, we've always got to look at things from an economic point of view. You know, I think that's our horizon there. So when we look at one of the new pillars of the economy, I'm talking about interactive digital media, essentially they mean animation and games. So where comic fits into this whole scheme of things as a growth, as actually a growth for the economy is in fact comic is an intermediate step between an idea you have in the head and what you see on screen in terms of moving pictures, because essentially what a comic book is a storyboard. It helps a writer or creator to break down his stories into panels, into kind of plot that you can visualize in terms of, well, pictures as well as words. So definitely in terms of the economic value that comic books has in Singapore is it shouldn't be neglected. There is definitely a role to play in the new income. I'm thinking very clinical, very government point of view in terms of how can I find a relevance in terms of comic books in terms of Singapore and our economy.
I mean, one problem, of course, is that Singapore is a very small market, which means that if we focus entirely on economic value, then there's a risk that we produce material that is exportable and maybe appreciated around the world, but actually has less meaning locally. That will be a big shame, because I do feel very strongly that writers and artists should primarily work for their local audience. But that's tough economically. The greatest value, the greatest difference that artists and writers can make is for the people around them, the immediate society. But what do you do when financially that market isn't big enough to support it? So this is where, I mean, it's good, for example, that NDA has stepped in with funding, and others, committed publishers who also understand this should support locally meaningful content by local artists and writers.